What are y'all doing? I I'm a minute late because I was prepping, and then I looked up, and there was the clock. We hope to get Russ Meadows back. I gave him a link, but to join him if he desires, we have Mr. Mark Lindsay.
You didn't tell me there'd be people here.
Well, I don't know that there are. Actually, there's
Okay.
only says we
Cool.
only have one viewer right now, and that viewer is on Facebook.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
all these people saying you better come back, and I did. And Mr. Russ Meadows has joined us. Heck yeah, we're having a party, G.
Brother Russell, what's up?
What's going on, Mr. Mark?
You see it? This is it. I heard this is where the cool kids sit.
Oh yeah, y'all both do a CNC, so y'all already knew each other.
Yeah.
We met in Atlanta the same day you and I met, Charles.
Oh, I knew that. I totally knew that. I was not drugged up on anti-panic attack stuff. We'll still only have one viewer. We're going to let a few more trickle in before we get going, but we'll start from left to right on my screen. Mark Williams, I almost called you Mark Meadows because that's how
What?
Mark
I know.
Meadows and
I'm
Russ
called
Lindsay.
Russ Lindsay. Good gut on the stick. We got five people watching now, but we're going to start left to right. I'm Charles Daring, woodenvisions.com. Blah, blah, bullstank. You've heard all that. And in the middle, we have Mr. Mark Lindsay in the Chaos Sandwich. You want to tell everybody where they can find you and all your social media stuff?
Oh, you can find me right here on the Mighty YouTubes, Mark Lindsay CNC. You can find me on Facebook, just Mark Lindsay. I'm not the guy from Paul Revere and the Raiders, just to kind of set the record straight. But that's about it. I have an Instagram, haven't posted there in months. I've got a Twitter, and it tweets away right nicely. And that's about it.
Wesley Malco's in it. Wesley, you want a link too? We might as well have a chaotic train wreck here. I mean, we're going to do the pattern thing, but Wes, you've been so busy, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I have nothing against you being here if you want that there link, mister.
Hello, everybody.
Let's have a good old time. We got Mr. Harnell Media, Steve Neely. He does all of our websites, I believe. Don't you have a website through him, Russ?
Uh-uh.
Okay, I suck. Okay, forget that.
I don't have a website yet.
You want one?
That's the only reason.
Considering it.
I know a fella.
I know you do.
All right. We're going to have some serious.
I kind of know him too.
Wesley Balco's about to get the link, and my God, we're going to have us a good old time.
Oh, boy. Party on the patio.
I got to find Wes. It's been a long time since I wrote to him.
He's still in the same place.
No, I meant on Messenger. Where the heck is Wes? He done run away.
Now, Mark, you're here to keep it professional.
I am.
And to keep it on track.
That's right.
I was telling Mark, I said, Russ is a crowd favorite, and he doesn't really derail things any more than I do, but I like how Mark butters me up just enough. So, okay, Wes, I can't find you. Write to me on Messenger so I don't have to look too much longer, so we're not too chaotic here. I can just send it in the Team Scroll Saw thing, so let me do that. I'm sending it in Team Scroll Saw right now, Wes, and click on that, and we'll let you in there. And
everybody else in Team Scroll Saw went, oh, wow.
Yes, they're going to all jump in. We're going to have 6, so you better hurry.
And just for the sake of the usual, the last video I just did is being held for review.
Naturally.
Let's see if the current one. Review. The current one is not being held. That's good.
Well, okay. They got to make sure that those horses aren't being held against their will.
What is Harnell Media talking about when he says, "Yeah, Mark, since I work so well on Trampled"?
Me being professional.
Oh yeah.
And keeping things on track.
Well, this shows the epitome of staying on track and professional. 100% maturity here. No off-color jokes.
Well, on the Trampled Underfoot podcast,
don't you do it.
We try to keep it on track, but it goes off the rails usually after the opening theme. So,
as much as I hate to see it, part of the entertainment for some people here is when I go off the rails. But some people, it's not. Hence the subscribers that love me. These things happen. Oh, I don't need the ashtray there because that was stupid. Forgot I was on camera because I'm an idiot stick. But we have 11 folks watching. If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna take your pretty faces off there. Russ, did you ever get your social media out there?
Nope, no, I'm not worried about it.
Well, all right, folks. I'm going to start out. Go ahead.
Russ don't like nobody, so he ain't social.
Okay, grab it. Okay, I'm going to share screens to show y'all because this is one part of the process I have not shown thus far.
Uh-oh.
This is how the picture actually started out like that. I asked if I could crop it so I could get more detail in there because, if we did this, the dog's face would all be on one sheet of paper and I wouldn't be able to zoom in as much. So I cropped it. Then I lightened it a little bit. So, because when I print things out, they print out a little darker than they show in the photograph. So I lightened it. And I guess this is equivalent to green screen, but I surrounded it in green lines so that I can take out the background. This is only for the sake of saving printer ink when I print it out. So you will see how I print it out into 2 sheets of paper and this and that, but I'm going to fill that background in and then we'll turn it all white. And so that I can save printer ink. We like printer ink. We need it. Oops, I have pattern selected. I need to choose solid color. Boom bippy, boom bippy. These will not work if you don't say boom bippy. Just throwing that out
Boom
there.
bippy? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Technical term.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very, very technical.
All
So
right.
I'm taking out the background.
It's like magic.
Thank you.
Only magicer.
Abracadabra, boom, boom. Dabrica, really? Boom, boom, bippy. Okay, so the
I
background
haven't
is out.
seen Wesley yet. Where is he at?
He might be sitting there waiting on me, but I'm sharing screen, so I don't know it. Let me get over there and check. Yep, he is waiting. Sorry, Wes.
Patiently waiting.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
I wasn't on the screen, so I didn't see that. But yeah, you saw the photograph. I cropped it down and I lightened it so that you can see it's a little bit lighter because we have light reflecting off the nose, stuff like that. We want to be able to see where the nostrils are. But some things I'm going to point out before we get going actually tracing it, the things you deal with on making patterns from stuff like this. We have brown in there. We can't make it look brown. It's either cut or it's not. So I'm going to concentrate more on let me use a pointer of some kind. No, I don't need a pointer. I'm going to concentrate more on the detail in there than the fact that it's brown. We want to concentrate on the black. There's not going to be a whole lot of chaos in there. A little bit of whiskers going through it. That's annoying me, so I'm going to take it out of there. That must be one of Wes's cats. So what we have here, we have black on black. Anyway, so we're not going to concentrate on all these wrinkles in here because that would be overkill. We can concentrate on a few of them, but it would be a big broken up mess if we did that. But we want to focus on the fact that the dark areas and the light areas of the nose, and we have black hair in here. I could break it up a little bit, but if this was darker altogether, I'd have to break it up somehow so it would look more like the photo. Now there's some inventing I'm going to do. Now you can see the whiskers here hanging off the side. I may or may not add those as extreme as they are showing, but I traced them so I know they were there. But although this particular scroll saw pattern will have no background, it means the background will be cut out of it. That's why I did it this way.
Okay.
And that's because the photograph I'm working from, for the most part, has a dark background. And I have permission to use this. I do not have permission to sell the pattern yet, so I can't promise whether or not this will be available for sale. I'm hoping to get permission, but I'm not going to be upset if I don't. But I wanted to be able to use it on a live stream to show a dog and a clearly focused thing being worked on. And by the way, I never gave you the opportunity, Wes, if you want to tell people where they can find you. Sorry about that.
I can be found right now sitting on my couch.
All right. So what's your address? Just kidding. If you want.
I am in the great big tiny town of Alvin, Texas.
I'm sorry it's been so long since you've been on. Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I've been a busy man. Not always the good kind of busy.
I hear you.
So basically, I'm the only one here not from Texas.
Yeah.
Or not in Texas.
Well, better late than never. Get your hind end down here.
My mother's from Texas, so that should count.
Well, by God, come on, visit her. Wes also does patterns. He doesn't have a whole bunch of them out there, but he does do them. He also does custom patterns. I'm talking about the competition over here. I'm kidding. I mean, if my prices are too high for y'all, I don't know what he charges. I'll let him decide if he wants to announce that. But yeah, this one I don't have permission yet to sell it. I may not get that permission, but I'll communicate that via Facebook or whether or not it's on my website. But anyway, little things to
Patrick's
look.
in the house.
Steve Nealon's over there saying he's got a dog pick you can make a pattern from and sell it.
Sweet, that's good to know. If you are serious, message it to me on Messenger, as large as possible, as clearly focused as possible, and as close up as possible. And I appreciate that, Steve. Yeah, anybody with a dog, and Patrick has a beautiful dog he named Ice. I've never had a real good picture of it to work from. If anybody has a TV on in the background, if you don't mind turning the
Oh,
volume.
you know what? That's me. Sorry.
Good Lord, man, you're a professional. I'm just kidding. So, yeah,
Well,
I was trying to
I
think.
left the room and got my earphones on. Then I came back and I can't hear the TV.
It could be my TV. So hopefully it ain't.
I tell you every word they were saying. I'm kidding. Now
How's that?
that's perfect. And I appreciate you being here once again, Wes. It's been a while, and Mark doesn't get to come that often either. But by God, train wreck, Russ and me are always here. I tell you what. That's meant as a compliment, Wes. Russ, dang it.
There he goes again.
He was calling him Mark again a little while ago. So it's
Yeah, he
all right.
did. Called him Mark Meadows.
Well, I knew of Mark Meadows. But that's kind of played into it. Anyway, I can't prove that now. I'm just an idiot. But yeah, there's little things I'm trying to point out before I get started on the pattern as to what I look at. And I always like to let people know the thought process I'm going through when I do stuff. And that's why you're getting this verbal portion, besides the fact that I'm a babbling monkey. But okay, now we're not going to have a background on here. I'm looking to see now. I think we're going to have good luck when it comes to the light in the eyes. This we can attach that light in the eye to the ring here, or the iris, and then the pupil. This one's attached to the side. Now you'll see there's darkness, technically darkness all the way around there, but we can tie it in there somewhere. That will be attaching these irises to the snout here, and there's enough light reflecting here that will connect. What are you ouching for?
Connecting his iris to his cheek.
I know that could be a little troubling. I get it.
Poor
Especially for the dog.
I'm telling you.
God, do we have any comments or questions yet?
Oh, we got lots of comments, no questions. No, it's folks saying hello. And Jesse Ramirez in the house, Lawrence Aldridge, Patrick's Workshop, a CNC guy on a scroll saw show. That's right. I'm an equal opportunity pain in the.
I'm kidding. Well, if we're going that route, Russ Meadows is also a CNC guide. Wes is a taxidermist, and then Patrick has been on. He's a 3D printer, lathe, 50,000 things. Somebody's writing to me on Messenger. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who it is, and I don't know if it's private, so I'm afraid to show it on screen. So let me stop sharing, and all I'm going to do is cut this picture in half and split it into two.
Looked like 4 to me.
Who was that?
I suggested to Patrick that he rename his workshop 50 Shades of Plastic, but he didn't think that was a good one.
Steve Nealon sent me the picture of his dog. It's a beautiful dog. The eyes are a little dark. I'll have to look at it closer later, but it may be a good picture to work from. Similar breed. I don't know the breed of this dog, and I don't want to name the person who owns the dog because I don't know how private they are. But as I'm allowed to announce things, I will announce them. And I appreciate you being here, everybody. And Plastics Workshop. That's funny right there.
Yeah.
All right. So we have left to right, my empty desk, Mark Meadows, Russ Bucko.
Oh, there you go.
Russ Bucko. What did I say, Mark Meadows?
I'm going to tell you something.
Just stick with Coach.
Yeah.
Wait. Who did I call what?
You called me Mark Meadows again.
Good God on a stick, man. So that is Mark Meadows.
I swear to God, if I didn't know better, you were that other guy that butchers names.
Yeah. Leonard. That is Mark Lindsay.
Yes, I are.
Wesley Balco, also known as Coach or Scroll Saw Cafe. And that, wait, come on, get your angles right. That's Russ.
That one dude down there. Yeah.
That was kind of muddy. Oh, does your dog bite? Aussie Man is back. Aussie, I sent your pattern and I sent you the PayPal invoice to your email address. I hope you got everything. And okay, we are going to get back on this part. I'm going to go ahead and screen share just long enough to show y'all how I split the picture in half in case it matters to some people. Because when a picture is nice and good. I like a picture. So sorry about that.
It's cheaper than buying by the glass. So yeah.
So what I do is when it's clearly focused like this and pretty much large enough to see the detail, I will. If you look in this lower right hand corner, when I hover over the picture, it will give you the dimensions. I'm choosing the long side, which is the side 756. Going to divide that by 2, so I can print this out. And what was that number?
756.
Well, somebody's paying attention. I tell you what, that's why I have a panel here tonight. Divided by 2, and if it's a half number, I will take off a pixel here or there of 378. So we're gonna go with 378. Crop this in half and print out both halves. What did I say?
378.
God, I'm glad one of y'all's paying attention here. 378. Okay, that tells me right about there in that little nook of the hair. So we're gonna zoom in real close, get the little selection till 378, right?
378.
Well, without y'all, I'd still be 30 minutes behind. 370. I was sitting there talking to Mark Meadows, and I looked up. Oh God, it's showtime! I was a minute late. Anyway,
You wasn't talking to no Mark Meadows.
Dag nabbit.
I'll tell you what. I'll explain this really easy. It seems that I am the common denominator
Of the names.
for the name boogered up that you're doing. Maybe I'll just sit this one out.
Oh,
It'd
you're
be a
good,
lot
Russ.
easier on you.
I'll just call you Victim A, Victim B.
Well, StreamYard has this cool little thing where you have to type your name to get into the place.
Yeah, but I had to remember to use those names.
But yeah, you turned them off. Because otherwise it'd be on the screen here,
Man, you can't make this stuff up. I'm usually real good with names, and I know y'all all three very well, and here I am. Ooh.
Yeah, you're real good with names, just not ours.
Yeah. Or at least assigning them correctly. Okay, I'm going to print these out. And now, for those that don't know, when you have a printer or anything that you have landscape format and portrait format, portrait means it's longer up and down vertically, and this is horizontal. So we're going to print these out in landscape format to have them. You can also hit Control P, by the way. Wait, I need to do the page setup first. That's a different thing. File. Page setup. It's on portrait. See, that's how small it would print out on the sheet of paper. So we want it bigger. And we're going to do Control P, and that means print on your keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you keep these color. You don't print them in grayscale or black and white.
No, sir, I do not, because sometimes the color matters. Like in that plaid shirt I did yesterday. If you missed it,
I missed it.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you. I was a little bit of a polite, subtle guilt trip there. I'm just kidding.
No. With my mother, you couldn't even approach guilt.
Oh, snap.
I'm sorry.
By the way, a little bit of advice: if you're gonna print something out, make sure you don't have crap all over the top of your printer. God Almighty, I'm just on a roll tonight. That's just, you can't make this stuff up. Train wreck Charlie, I tell you what. Hashtag.
Well, can't have a train wreck if you don't go off the rails.
God, off the rails is half the fun, I tell you what. Now, so we've done that. I can get rid of these because we have still the one over here to work from. And that's just a reference photo. Really ain't going to need it. Selections, none. All right. You can tell when Rusty Meadows, I said his name right, is typing.
I tapped on them keys, buddy.
He sledgehammers the heck out of that.
I forgot to mute myself.
Where am I at? You don't have to mute yourself. It's just funny. Okay, we're going to get back over to the Charlie Man. Appreciate everybody being here. Whose dog is it? I don't know if I have permission to reveal that. But once I do know whether or not I have permission, I will do that. This is the last pattern we did. I don't even know the dog's name, but some people are very, very, very private. So there's that. But, she might be, I can say her gender. She identifies as female. She's female. I don't want to, get into that gender debate. Anyway, I overthought that one. So we're going to, first thing we're going to do is cut off this excess white. So we're actually going to get a little more than this upper half done, technically, if we want to. Using a piece of glass so that the texture of the desk will not interfere with the pen lines. And we've already, never mind, I'm multi-thinking here. Multi-thinking, that makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to crop this so we don't have to deal with all this extra paper now because I'm trying to cut this out. I cannot find my razor blade. Luckily, I have 30,000 of them around here somewhere. Yep, there they are.
Yeah, Steve Nealon over there, Harneal Media, says ain't nobody that types louder than I do. That's right. Steve types. Yep, Steve types on a keyboard like he's breaking out of prison.
That's funny right there. That's funny. I don't know what Tracy Keaton's responding to when she says, "Ha Chris."
I'll look up and
He
see.
said, "I can't control P."
Okay.
Yeah, a little comment on your control P.
Oh, okay.
There.
Okay. Medical issue there. Okay. Yeah, I
Can you control P? Depends.
If you have a keyboard.
if y'all didn't catch that, he
Okay,
said
okay, one guy.
depends is adult diapers, and that was Wes throwing in the occasional. Oh yeah, and every now and then he'll randomly say, he'll say .com. That's a little drinking game. Since we're not scrolling, you need all the drinking games we can get. And
One guy got it. Everybody else crickets.
and I'm the one that can't get the names, but I got the joke. Figure that one out. So I'm going to cut off here so we can attach these together. So it's going to overlap a little more than it usually does because it didn't take up the whole sheet of paper. And Tracy Keaton's talking to Mark, and he's nodding as if she can see him. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna tape this together. Usually I don't do that. I just put one on there and then tape the next one next to it. Aussie Man says, I'm off now. Just stop to say I paid Charles. Someone please tell him if he misses my post I received. Appreciated. And I hope you enjoy the pattern, sir. All right, we're going to tape this here together. So the second half won't be as large as the upper half because we're going to do whatever a full sheet fills up, and I'm taping it together.
So you could do an animated movie with that right now.
If I wanted to, but I'm not that talented. So.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I meant just right there with your hands.
Oh,
drop that. Yeah, drop that sandwich.
Yeah, it's like South
Drop
Park.
that bacon.
Appreciate you being here, Bill, and participating earlier. Yeah, it's like South Park. Or
Yep.
like those two kids. Anyway, yeah, we don't want to.
You just gave me an idea.
I'm so sorry. And that's where it started, folks. I started his downward spiral.
Or I just gave me an idea. Whoever come up with that. That sounds.
I was like, I came up with it. If you get rich, remember the little people like me. Usually,
you're taller than I am, so I don't know how little you are.
Well, you got me on that one. Julian Martinez might be battling you for that.
I don't know how tall he is. I've never met him. I know he's
short.
I know
I've
he's
never met him in person, but Jamie Page and a few other people know how short he is. I don't.
He's 5'7" or less.
Well, I'm 5'7", so
yeah. So am I.
I think he was like 5'5".
I'm 5'11".
Yeah, he's short.
I'm 5'11" or 5'25", however you want to look at it.
That's it. Well, like Ron White said, I'm between 5'7" and 5'9", depending upon which convenience store I'm leaving.
Yep, that little marker on the door. Okay, nothing is being held for review. The last video has been approved, and we're ready to roll. Okay.
Lawrence Aldridge says, comic relief. Ha, 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 ha. That, sir, is debatable.
Absolutely.
You be the judge.
And we got a heck of a panel going on
It
tonight.
didn't say it was good comic relief. It's just comic relief.
Yeah.
We have an awesome panel going tonight. Sorry that I had to be one of the people, but it happens. It's my channel. I'm in. Anyway, yeah. Okay. And when I tell y'all like to joke, it's talking to you. This is what I meant. When I saw this photograph, it spoke to me. No, it didn't actually say woof woof. So let's stop those rumors. It's okay because somebody else say it if I don't, or even if I do. But I looked at it. It's got a beautiful angle. It's got good lights and darks. It's got good crisp, clear detail. So when I saw that picture, I said, "Ooh, that would make a beautiful pattern." When you start doing patterns long enough, it'll jump right out at you. But some people can see that with photographs, think that would make an awesome cutting. I think pattern before I think cutting. But I'm so glad that she let me use this. Again, I will not mention her name or the dog's name until I know if it's okay or not.
That's okay. I've already named the dog in my head, so we're
All
good.
right, we'll name it Sparky. It's probably not anywhere close to his name or her name. I don't know the name. Anyway, we have areas in here that are in the dark. I'm going to make those light because of the background being cut out. Unless you want it to be one of those abstract things where, half of it's got a wooden background and half of it doesn't, or vice versa. But we're going to go ahead and go with that. Yeah, that would be another neat alternative, is to do, dark on one half, light on the other. Anywho, but tell me that, surely by looking at this, you can tell what I meant by it speaking to me. That is a beautiful dog picture, is it not?
It is.
Thank you. Thank you. So
I'm sure they didn't plan it, but whoever took the picture did a good job, because depth of field was good on that camera. Everything's in focus.
Absolutely, very good camera. Harnell Media says, "I want to see the dog's written permission to use his name." I don't know his name, so I've just kidnapped him, and so there's that.
That's why I've given it my own name. So there.
All right, sounds good. We got 17 folks watching. So you've seen the process of how I take out the background on the computer. You heard my explanation if you got here in time to I'm sorry, I was derailed by him saying I needed the dog's permission. Are you going to get a paw print approved?
Notarized by the cat.
Because, in my brain, I'm going on 3 different train tracks here, and I'll derail at least one of them. But I also explained we're working with black on black. Good God on a stick. I need to start throwing out some riddle in here. God, I'm derailing again. Where am I at? Oh, right here. Okay. And I explained the different things we're looking for, and then I'll also explain that more when we go into actually doing it. I'm going to start with the eyes because I love eyes. Oh yeah. Let's get us a clean sheet of paper. Okay. His name is Dog.
No, I believe it was Russ just a little bit ago asked about printing this off in black and white. And thus far, this is really the only thing I do different than you. I print my pictures in black and white because it gives me a more visual, because that's what I'm looking for, is lights and darks, because that's all you can actually cut out.
Yeah.
It's a light or a dark.
Yeah, and that's a very good discussion point too, Wes, because, with him being a designer as well. Now, so for some people, it's lights and darks, and for the most part, that's what pattern designing portrait style is. But part of the reason is, like, I can't prove it because I don't have it right in front of me, but I was wearing a plaid shirt on yesterday's live stream. It had a red stripe in it. So you can determine whether or not you want to incorporate that as a cutout or just a line suggesting the shape of it. So, and Steve Nealon brought up a very good point. He says, I can derail him without him being on the panel. That's just funny right there.
Now, question for you before you start. Okay. Yes. Now you're looking at that picture right there, and I know you're deciding right now, you're looking for lights and darks and differences in tone in there.
Yeah.
Now, when you're looking at that, are you just looking at where you're going to start tracing the line, where you're going to start drawing the line, or are you seeing the pieces that you're going to cut out and what you're going to leave behind?
The closest I can say that to the quote unquote average person watching is the light is what's being kept, if you can help it.
Okay.
Now we are working. Now there are shadows, but there's also dark hair. This is dark hair and a little bit of shadow. That's shadow on the nose, but we also have light shining off of it. So this is a combination of everything.
Right.
And Lawrence Aldridge wanting to know, has anyone ever used Coyote Stencil Shop? No, sir, I do not. I do all mine on paper because I control this much better than I can a digital pen or a mouse. Wes uses a digital pen. If he wants to talk about that, I'm going to put down the clean paper and the carbon paper. Well,
I have before you get started, the Coyote Stencil. I haven't used it, but I've checked it out, and I've talked to people that do use it. And what I've seen of it is it's a lot like Rapid Resizer, where he has those programs in that you can take a photograph and do a line drawing of it. and stuff. So Coyote Stencil is real similar to that.
Yeah, the what you call it, the site I use when I'm printing out patterns for large cutouts and to trace onto the paper, I use Rapid Resizer. He does have other things like Russ just mentioned. I got your name right. See, when I'm not getting credit for that, when I derail it, by God, you'll mention. Anyway, we have Hobby's Woodshop, Workshop, Hobby Woodshop. It's a different name than I'm used to. Hello, Hobby. He says, "Why are my comments not appearing on the other channel? I was typing like a madman and nothing went through." I don't know what he means by other channel.
I'm thinking on his other
his other
channel, he had to come to this.
That might have been from my tantrum the other night, Hobby. I need to clear that up. I forgot to do that. I talked to you on Facebook and forgot to clear it up on YouTube, and I won't go into more detail, but that's probably why. My apologies on that.
Charles has to fix it.
Yeah. Hobby says, by the way, Julian is 5'4". Okay.
So he's shorter than us, Javi? Javi and I are the same height.
Sorry about that, Javi. I forgot about that aspect of it because I'm an idiot. Stuff happens. I'm glad you were able to get through. So I don't know what I was just talking. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we were going to ask Wes about the digital pen that he uses.
Digital pen. Okay.
Wes?
Oh, yeah.
Wes, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Wes, please pick up the red courtesy phone. He's not muted, but his camera's turned off. I don't know.
I got booted
He had to
off
go
for a
visit the
second.
little scroll saw room.
What'd you do that for?
No.
If you
Hear
want
me?
to tell people about that digital pen, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you. I hope.
Okay.
Can you hear
Okay.
us?
I can.
This happened to him. Okay.
I stepped outside and I have to toggle between 4G and LTE when I move around the house.
Googly, nogly.
It's the darndest thing.
Yeah,
It's
Wes does do his patterns digitally. He does it with a digital pen, and I'll let him describe how he does that while I'm setting this up. I'm just taping it down so it doesn't move. That's all I'm doing while he's talking.
well, I'll say I do both. I do digital and just like you're doing here tonight. All my portraits, people portraits, I do pen and paper. I don't do those digital.
Okay.
Just because, as far as printing them out, I do use Rapid Resizer, and depending on if I'm doing the pattern for myself, I'll go print it to the size I'm going to cut it, and I will draw or design the pattern straight on to the piece that I'm going to doing here. Otherwise, if I'm doing it for somebody, I'll do it just like you're doing here, or a less complex pattern. I will do that on paint program with the which is basically
Daddy,
a mouse.
What is a less complex pattern? I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, what is a simple pattern anymore?
I don't know. 3 cuts? I'm kidding. Sorry, Wes. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, to me, if you want a simple pattern, that's Steve Good, that's Bodis, that's Yo. And
there's a few. There's some that aren't so simple, and some of Bodis Helders are not simple either. Alex Fox is another good one.
Yeah.
That's his color right there.
When I'm sorry, when I say simple anymore, I'm talking like less than 100 cuts.
Yeah. Hobby says, in a great mood tonight, just build a new office chair and sitting back enjoying the master scroller. So apparently, Wes, he's glad you're here. See what I did there? I minimized the compliment. Thank you, Hobby. Lawrence Alder says, okay, I have Stencil Shop on USB. Just wondering if fairly easy to use. I would have to scan the pictures, right? I'll let Wes answer that.
If you can get a good scanned-in picture, you can send it to me. Digital. A lot of take a picture of a picture. It doesn't transpire good quality.
I think I could be wrong, but I think he's referring to him doing it for himself. Would he have to scan the picture?
For something like Coyote Stencil Shop, I would imagine you would have to scan the picture. If it's a paper photograph, yeah, you've got to get it into the computer somehow to get it into the software.
Okay, and I'm sorry, Tracy Keaton. I don't understand you saying this kind of sad. You're not even going to see even a piece of his color. That's his color there. Now I'm not done with the pattern. I'll be doing it in 2 halves. But if you mean his little tag, yeah, I left that out just to crop it more. But yeah, it's I assume that's what you mean. Hobby's Workshop says whatchamacallit. He says, speaking of patterns, just got my DW 788. That is a DeWalt, and I'm ready to begin scrolling. I have a tough time choosing my first pattern. I want a mega challenge. Well, I happen to have a train pattern called a mega train, but I have a few challenging patterns.
Typical newbie wants to start with the most difficult one first.
Why? I know a guy has about 1,700-ish scroll saw patterns. Just throwing that out there.
You want a mega challenge? Get one of Charles's simple patterns and do it with a pin type blade.
Yeah, and stay on the line. Don't you do it? Sorry, I didn't get you in time.
Not quite.
By the way, folks, when I randomly say "Don't you do it," that is Russ Meadows taking a drink, me trying to make him choke because I'm a good friend. But I can see the thumbnails of who's in here. Nobody else can.
No, we can't.
And he said, "Thanks, that was a big help." Wes is cutting it, and so what? Wes, you're doing a cutting for Lawrence?
Cutting in and out.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you clarified that. Tracy Keaton and Bobby says, "Yep, typical newbie." Tracy Keaton says, "I'm sorry, I did not know you were doing it in 2 halves. My apologies. No problem. These things happen. That's why I cut it in 2 sheets of paper and it's taped together here. Now, being that it was so narrow on the sheet of paper, somebody has a lot of wind noise in the background, if that matters. It cuts off right about here. So once I'm done with this upper half, okay, well, be still. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I'll go
right
mute.
here is where the paper underneath cuts off. So I'm going to draw a line. I'm just messing with you, Wes. It's not that invasive because I'm close enough to the mic right now. It's like everybody can hear me. Anyway,
the tones.
Yeah, something like that. So we have the paper underneath us here. So when we're done doing this half up here, I'll move this. We'll only have this much to work with, so it won't take as long. And he says, nope, going to do the train. And it's called Mega Train. It's a $20 pattern, though. Not saying you can afford that. That's not what I meant. It took me. This is 1.5 sheets of paper. The Mega Train pattern on my website took 12 sheets of paper to do. That's how detailed that one is. Okay. That's why I call it a mega train.
Now I got to look for it.
well, if everyone wants to get a $20 pattern, I might be able to stop licking cardboard for supper. Yeah, problem.
Wait. You got cardboard?
I don't tell the
You rate, man.
Well, the dumpster was right there, and it was calling at me.
Well, okay.
And Jeff Robinson says, I've gone to the dogs. I take that as a compliment. Thank you very much. I have all my puppies here on the panel. That's troubling if you take that too little. Well, stop lifting your leg.
Yeah.
Not on the carpet.
Rub your nose.
Yeah.
I love this crap. We have, real quickly, I'll show you who's here.
Jeff's asking who's on here tonight, and here we are.
By God, we have.
There he is.
We have an unnamed dog. We have. I'm going to get all the names right too. Don't give me any hints. We have Mark Lindsay. I almost said it wrong. We have Mark Lindsay. Let's see if I can point in the right direction too, because the camera's overhead. We have Leslie Balgo, Scroll Saw Cafe, also known as Coach, and we have Russ Meadows down there, something like that. Yeah, and Jim Kellinger knows here. Appreciate you, buddy. So let's do that. Now that's all your pretty panel members. You just have to take a work for it on how pretty Wes is. But we're back.
I was gonna say I have used one of those. I tried it, and I don't care for it. But if you pull this back on screen, you can see some of these apps that people have that they're converting pictures into what they call scroll saw patterns.
Mm-hmm.
I tried it. I don't care for it, but that makes a heck of a A profile picture.
Oh, that was you trying one of those programs.
Yes.
You could definitely see the potential for somebody to play with it, and
there is potential, but as much cleanup as you really have to get after these to make it an appropriate scroll saw pattern.
Without
I'm just gonna take the time to draw it by hand.
Yeah,
we could
now,
V-carve it.
one thing I like, one
good.
thing I like about that, I'm sitting here pointing at it like y'all can see me, but I like the fact that's an example of a floater that you could glue to the backer, that right side of the picture, where the shadow of the light shining off of his cheek. That would be a perfect example of using a floater and gluing it to the backer for realism. Because if you tried to attach that anywhere, you could derail it.
Yeah.
I would love to actually see that pattern in person, or that.
There you go, Wes.
Because by God, I've already done one pattern of Wes just to butter him up, because I need him to pay my rent tomorrow. I'm just kidding. But yeah, but that's a perfect
That's one of
example.
my
If y'all can
favorite
see in the
pieces.
lower. Like, really? No. Well, now you ruined it by putting your real face there. Oh, that's the pattern I did for Wes.
There.
Wow, you there?
Looks just like him.
All right.
Good looking feller. Beard's
Well, I'm not
a little bit different nowadays, but
I hear you.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Yeah, that profile picture you used, that's a perfect example of having an intentional floater for realism. That's perfect for it. So if you can send me that picture, I want to see what I can do with it. And,
Tim Calandrino is here.
yes, sir.
Frankie CNC and Woodworking showed up.
Hello, Frankie CNC. You got a couple CNC fellers here. Mark Meadows. I said his name right.
No, you did not.
I didn't. I said it wrong.
See,
I'm doing Mark Meadows. That's what's messing me up. Dang it. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot brick. I'm a total idiot brick. We're back.
I'm gonna put a graphic across the bottom of my screen saying I'm not Mark Meadows.
Or say Mark freaking Lindsay or something.
No, just I'm not Mark Meadows. In fact, that'll be what I use on the podcast next Tuesday.
Well, I've got my name on my thumbnail, Charles. How come it doesn't translate over to the picture?
I'm trying to figure out why that's not showing. I really am. Guests. Guests must authenticate. There's no band guests. Dave Gatton would be the one to tell me how to fix that. I didn't turn anything off.
He could do it too. Dave Gatton could do it too. He knows that software inside and out. He's in love with it.
Well, I'm private chat. No. Where the heck? Okay, we have to do the 3 dots. Kick from studio, band from studio. No, we don't want to do that. Maybe click on the name, see what happens. Okay, he's still there. We're experimenting with Wes since he's muted. Stop cam mic, share screen, invite. How the heck do I let y'all show your namey thingies?
Is it in the settings?
Well, there was a comments, banners, brand. I looked under. Well, let's look
banners.
Under brand.
Banners might be it.
Or maybe it's the logo overlay.
I like what Frankie says about CNC machines being cool.
Show display names. All I had to do was turn
it on. And it builds your furniture for you. I like that.
Okay, Mark, put your last name in there, dagnabbit.
I can't. I'd have to leave and come back.
Well,
now, if you want me to, I will.
I mean, it's only because I don't know your dang name. I'm kidding. I'm going to go back to the comments. Wow, it's pretty sad. I've known all 3 of these guys for God knows how long, and I'm good. Mark Meadows. I knew of Mark Meadows. Wait, isn't there a politician named Mark Meadows?
There is.
That's where I got the name from.
There is.
Blame him.
And I look like him, huh?
No. It must be that lazy eye that gets him every time.
It's got to be
Frankie.
His or mine?
Yeah, Frankie CNC Woodworking. Don't you do it? See, that's what I do. Every time he goes to take a drink, I make him think I'm distracted, and then I'll say it. Anyway,
I thought I got away with that one.
Yes, sir. Frankie's CNC and Woodworking channel. First of all, appreciate you being here. He says CNC machines are cool. You just push a button and it builds furniture. That's funny right there. Brands. Yes, Mark Meadows Lindsay.
That's it.
That's funny. Yeah, I figured that out. So it was under brand. So, okay, now the drawback is that it's going to cover up part of it. Well, no, it's off to the side. We got it working here. Okay, I'm actually going to physically start 44 minutes into the live stream. Other than the derailing, some of that had to be explained.
And your name banner there, if it gets in your way, you decide it's a distraction, you now know how to shut it off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't personally think it's a distraction, but I do get myself mixed up with my twin brothers, so it's probably good to have my own name. Anyway, I'm gonna actually start now. We're gonna start with the eyes after I take a drag or two off my stogie since I have it lit. We don't want to waste stogies.
Tracy Keaton saying edit the title. I don't know if she means me. I can't. I've played with this. You have to leave the stream, then come back and add your display name when you come in.
And for what that's worth, Mark, I can let you back in because I'm looking at the.
I don't trust you, man. I think you just leave me out there in the cold where the dogs are.
Well, at least he was subtle in saying he didn't trust me. I had to figure it out on my own.
And just sit there and wave at me going, you want in? It looks real cold out there.
Yeah, he was the first one here earlier, and I was sitting there playing in Paint Shop Pro. Didn't even know he was sitting there. Anyway, I'm going to get going. I'm going to start with the eyes. And this is going to be fun. Now, I could sit here. I was telling you earlier on the last live stream that some of y'all didn't catch because you don't love me, that I have a circle thing. Now, I don't think these eyes are going to be perfectly round, though, because they are at an angle. That, apparently, Wes is torturing his cat.
I stepped on her tail.
Well, yeah, that'll do it. Okay, that's not a perfect. Although it looks like he's looking through a little keyhole, that's not perfectly round. There's darkness around it, so I'm not going to trace that. If it had been perfectly round, that's how you get a perfectly round circle. Is usually one of these Hoserwutzits, and I don't know where I got it. So you have to Google Hoserwutzits. That is
how you spell that?
That is the brand name. If it helps anybody. Yeah, matter of fact, maybe you'll be able to find it under that search term. So I'll hold it there for a second if somebody wants to write that down.
Just Circle Master Template. They sell them in artist shops. They have all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Michael's.
That's the brand.
I didn't even find a Hobby Lobby.
By God. Or Bobby Lobby. Sorry, I'm trying too hard to be funny.
Wait, your Hobby Lobby sells stuff for artists and stuff? All my Hobby Lobby is sell stuff that's already made for you to hang on your wall.
I don't even have a Hobby Lobby, so there's that. I'm going to start with the eyes. I'm going to get there. Now,
I just Googled Hoserwutzit. That's not family friendly.
Probably, even if you're joking, that wouldn't surprise me if you're telling the truth. Okay, now this is not a perfectly round eye. Now, if you wanted, for the sake of a generic dog pattern, you could get away with just making a circle, but I'm trying to stay as true to it as possible, so I'm not going to just assume it's a perfect circle. But this will be attached by the light reflecting off of the lower eyelid, or whatever that area is called, and it's also, that's really the only area it's going to hold on. So I'm just going to get going. Hoserwutzit. French curve template would also be very useful, is what Javi says. I appreciate y'all keeping up with all the dang comments out there.
Well, I don't want to interrupt you.
I'm everybody else does. He's saying an office supply store or art shop is an architectural template. Good to know. Jeff Robertson says, Charles, what do you think about the new coach of the Arlington Cowboys? I don't know the Arlington Cowboys. If you're referring to the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, I haven't seen him work, so I don't know, but he sounds like he's into it, and Jerry Jones is letting him have a lot of the decision making, so that's a good start. And
Tracy Keaton says Hobby Lobby absolutely sells craft supplies, all of them.
Yeah.
Not in my town. The Hobby Lobby here is mainly signs and decorations and plastic flowers and stuff like that. I was never so disappointed to walk into a place in my life.
So we need to get Hobby to open one. We call it Hobby Lobby. Say that.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby. I'm proofreading his comment before I go because I saw the word college girls. Okay, it's clean. He says if you're into college girls, go to a college bookstore. They sell them there. What?
The templates, not the girls. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Then
I'm not going.
I don't get that.
He says if you're into college girls, go to a college bookstore. They sell them there. The templates,
okay.
not the girls.
Okay, all righty then. Boy, wow. Okay, so I'm gonna get.
I said, forget it. I'm not going.
It's 40
have I
minutes.
been
We
so
ain't drawn one line yet.
You've never been so disappointed in me.
Yeah, Tim Caladrino says that dog's going to have to go out and pee soon. Hurry up, Charles.
Yeah, I hear you. It's like it only took me 49 minutes and 30-something seconds to do this.
Charles, you got Mark here to keep it professional. I told him that. That's what he's doing to you.
Well, you got me on that one there, Russ. Hey, I even got your name right.
You act like I've said more than 6 things in the last 20 minutes.
It didn't take many.
It never does.
I think we're at here because I mean, some of it I've been teaching a little bit, so we're there. And if any of these shapes I don't like, I can fix them on the cleanup and color in part. Do it. And she said, Tracy Keaton's asking if you have a Michaels.
Oh yeah, we have a Michaels, we have a Joann's, we got electricity last week. Hey, and Chick-fil-A, the first Chick-fil-A in Oregon, opened today.
Ah,
Which means we will not be able to get close to it for at least another month.
that's exactly right.
Yep.
I'm a little. I'm almost scared to mention this, but Harnell Media says new shirt available on woodenvisions.com. Please, God, tell me it's not a dig. Steve Nealon, do you want to tell me?
Doesn't say Hoosier what's it, does it?
And don't tease me if there's not really a shirt there, but if there is, I'd like to know what it is. I'm afraid to screen share to go look.
Well, I'm.
Watch it.
It's okay. I'm looking. I'm going to see. Of
And
course,
it'll
I don't
be logo apparel, blah blah blah.
I don't know which is new, which is old.
Well, if it's anything other than scroll on, that it could be scary. Just please let it be fun. Is there a machine that cuts patterns by number? I'll let you know.
That would be a CNC.
Yeah. Good segue. Wooden Vision's logo on back. I survived a Charles during live stream on back and scroll on.
Yeah, I don't see it. I'm looking at his t-shirt.
I actually like that idea. So
Charles, looks like he got you that time.
Now, Steve Nealon, if you haven't designed that, I hope you will. But if he's being specific about the sleeves, he might be serious. I'm okay with that, Steve. Anything but Babbling Monkey, watch that be the bestseller. But yeah, what he just described, I think would be a neat T-shirt because all these people in here in the chat. Hobby says every time I see Charles do eyes on a project, I think he'd make a great beautician arm with the eyeliner. Oh God, stop it, Blaine! Oh my God.
Jeff Robinson says, Mark, now the question, Chick-fil-A or a Popeye's chicken sandwich? We got Chick-fil-A open today. Popeye's ain't for another 10 years.
Now, our media says that it really is there. And Javi saying he would buy it. So everybody go buy which one?
I don't see it.
There's so many potential. I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share because I want to see this together. It's third from the left of babblingmonkey.com. I'm kidding. Woodenvisions.com. Yes.
I see. Okay, here's apparel.
Logo products.
Well, Steve, when I hit logo products apparel, it says nothing.
Yeah,
no products were found.
Steve lied to us. He flat out fibbed. But yeah,
move it in a minute. Hang on.
I'm just kidding. He may not have refreshed it or something like that. But just so y'all know, we have the floppy hat. Sometimes there's a bucket hat. Scroll on coffee mug. Scroll on beanie. Scroll on cap. Another beanie. One with a picture of me on it. And if you want to do that to, catch that cat pee, however you want to do it, y'all are welcome. And when I slow and can't talk, that just happens to be the color being shown, but the shirt does not have to be red. You get to choose color.
Refresh it.
Or he told me to refresh it. Is that what he said?
Yes.
Oh, this is so funny. I haven't even seen it yet, and I'm already ready to crack up.
Fresh it, I had to move. There it is. Okay, I see it.
Where?
Right, the first one. I survived a Charles Deering live stream.
Oh God, I love it. I do.
Your logo on the back, and then scroll on the sleeves.
I would like to see a better font, but I love the idea. I'm tickled to death. Look at that, and my logo's on the back. That is freaking awesome. Look at that, dude! Wow, God, and I'm not
how fast he works.
Yeah.
That is just freaking awesome.
Oh yeah,
I want one of these. Somebody got to buy me one. I can't even afford my own stuff. I'm expensive. I'm kidding. But you can see that you're not limited by colors at all. Now, obviously, if you got a darker shirt, it comes in black regardless. Wow, how much wow, I want one of these, That's funny. Because if anybody survived one, it's me.
Well, jury's still out because it ain't over yet.
Yeah.
Can we put gyrate on the other sleeve?
or train wreck. There's so many T-shirt possibilities. Real quickly, I tell on what we're doing right now. Besides the train wreck part, I tell you all about the downloadable videos. Being just as precise, if not more, on topic than what we're doing right now. And these are what you're doing. Just tell me how to do facial hair, a basic portrait. It happens to be Sean Connery. And these two patterns here, as well as short-haired animals and vehicles. So really, there are 5 downloadable, 6. I've been saying 5. There's 6 of them. 6 downloadable videos on woodandvintage.com. They're only $14.95, but they're very thorough, more mature than I am right now. But there they are, and I appreciate that. And there's a donate button if you want to send me Monopoly money. That's fine.
I have the basic portrait and the vehicles on DVD.
Yeah, back when I had them
from back in the day. I'm special like that.
And I appreciate that. I freaking love that T-shirt, man. God, I love it. But I guarantee you there's going to be some other less friendly ones. Now, Ron Buchanan, the Wood Traveler, has this shirt. It has the picture of me pointing. Some people like visors. And who else? Ken McCrory bought a scroll-on T-shirt. I don't know if it had just the text.
Steve's wondering, should he put Penelope on the other sleeve?
No. Even Trainwreck is kind of God bless America. I love this show. I'm so glad I thought to do this. Yeah, and Hobby says he's looking for a better font on the front too. So
he said Steve says he picked the only font that would fit all of the words in the space.
Yeah, are you? Let me catch up. Refresh. I had to move it. Pastime. Frankie says my pastime in the shop is shooting random balloons with a brad nailer. All right.
Everybody needs a hobby.
Yes, sir. Not a hobby. A hobby.
I thought I was specific, but
no, I was in case hobby. Yeah. What he wanted to hear. Just mess with you, hobby. Yeah. Let's leave out the Penelope. Possible reference to a train wreck somewhere in there, but okay.
Chicken.
Back to the actual. I know, no, this is actually a dog, but yeah, let's. Now it's 57 minutes in, and we've started part of one eye, but hey, we're getting there. But that T-shirt is freaking gold.
Well, I can. While you're drawing there, I can or tracing there, I can tell you how much of a podunk town I live in. The Chick-fil-A opened today. And it was on the local news. I kid you not. They had a live crew out there. They've had live crews out there all day long.
We got running water.
And we got that last week. And the creek overflowed. So they had a live crew out there all day long and took at least 15 minutes on the local news this evening.
Wow.
That Chick-fil-A was open. That's how little of a town I'm in.
Welcome to Podunk.
It ain't the end of the earth, but you can see it from here.
Now, see, Tim Calandrino thinks he's being unique, but I actually said this earlier. I implied we should sell scroll-on underwear. He's saying, how long before you start selling Speedos with your logo? By God, if you'll wear it, I'll sell it. We have, for the haters, there's toilet paper. Just kidding. Yeah, Hobby's saying it's tough design with the word sizes, and he says everyone may not need a hobby, but I know everyone wants to be one. And he says he loves his new chair. Okay, squirrel. Okay, now, just to get y'all an idea what I did, this is the whites of the eyes, I think, on that one side. So there's a break in the line there so that it will be connected. Now, there's a lot of shadow in there, but I'm going to break it up a little bit or dark hair. Slow down, Charlie. You don't have to say it quickly. And Tracy Keaton says women don't wear Speedos.
As far as you know.
As far as you know. Well,
they might be wearing them and just not telling you.
Well, we're going to have to make thongs just big enough for the word scroll on, if you know.
Dang.
Or we can have a run a special on granny panties. I don't know what you wear, but I'm going to change that subject. Boxes or briefs? Depends. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to break that up a little bit. Good God on a stick.
You could take the easy way out, Charles, and that is just sell stencils and let folks make their own merch.
There you go.
Are you okay, Russ? I don't know if you're dying over there. Because
Apply to the drawers of your choice.
Russ had his head in his hands. I was thinking, God, he's either really embarrassed or he's having a stroke or something.
Oh yeah.
Hobby's just talking about Chick-fil-A around there, how it gets crowded. I'm actually trying to stay on topic here, and I can't remember what the heck I was going to say.
Well, now you knew better than that when you invited me here.
Well, no, you knew better than that, but no regrets, no regrets. I am just thinking through as I go on here. Now, I don't know how well that shows up because it is a little bit lighter in there, but I'm just going to break that up. So this right here has something to attach to and not just
Okay.
darkness. So some of that's dark hair, some of it's shadows. We're just going to wing it.
Okay. Now, I'm no veterinarian, but I don't think dogs have wings.
I did that scribble just to get my pen working. It
Okay.
started to dry up on me. See, when Mark I would call him Mark Meadows again. When Mark Lindsay says, okay, that's his attempt to prove that he's trying to stay mature just long enough to stay on topic before he goes, yeah, squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, rather than drawing just a simple circle, I'm kind of wiggling my pen as I go just to give it a little texture. These are things I may change as I go. But the iris is done, the pupil is done, the light in the pupil is attached to the ring, which is the iris, and now we're going to do the other eye, and then we'll jump around to the dark hairs. So there's that. A little bit harder to see this one, but we can make it work.
Lawrence Aldridge says they had a Family Dollar 3 years ago. Before that, all they had was a post office and a town hall. Yeah, but did Family Dollar make the news?
Putting you on the news. What podunk town do you live in, Mark? So people can come stalk you.
I'm right outside of Medford, Oregon, and it's a little town nobody's ever heard of, 30 miles up north of the California border. Because I figure I can keep an eye on them from up here.
Yeah.
I can say Alaska or Russia from my house.
Now the funny part is she could.
That's a Sarah Palin reference for anybody who doesn't know. Okay, now the way we're working this one is the ring. I'm going to attach it right here on the snout here and a little bit of light hair here. So that way that the iris doesn't fall out because that would be very detrimental to the dog's eyesight.
Yeah, Lawrence Aldridge said no. I guess it wasn't on the news. We had a Cracker Barrel open last year, and people went absolutely nutso over it. It was about a week it was on the news. There was a mention of the new Cracker Barrel for about a week.
God.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, although I'm tracing what I see, sometimes things just don't look right. So if I want these irises to be more round, I can go in there and do that. So right now, and Harniel Media says he's adding version 2, which has words on both sleeves and has a different font on front. I don't know what the words on both sleeves will be. One hopefully a scroll on, the other one ain't no telling.
Yeah.
But
no telling what I got to do.
Now see, there's a light shining here, but there's not really anything to attach it to over here, so I may leave that little light out. That's a little light of mine. Hobby's wood shop says, well, folks, time for bed. Got to wake up early for the wood show tomorrow. Have a great evening, all. Hobby, don't forget about the Mega Train pattern in the T-shirt because I'm licking cardboard and I'm putting you on the spot because you said you would. So there, blah 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 blah. So
yeah,
just kidding. You don't have
help a brother out. We need him to quit digging around out behind Colonel Sanders, going, "Oh, this one has some meat."
He's getting one of them empty buckets.
We appreciate your Hobby, and remind me to settle YouTube because I'm a butt nugget and I flat forgot. And I will forget because I'm terrible like that. So just message me on Facebook saying, hey, clear it, dude. Good night, sir.
Have a good one, Havasaurus.
Good night, Javi.
Hippopotamus. I'm sorry, that was random. There was no reference to weight in there. Okay. Charlie's random squirrel.
Hey, I call him Hobbysaurus, so what the heck?
Word. Okay, I'm just doing the dark hairs here. No real detail. I usually like to explain what I'm doing, but y'all can probably see that.
I think Hobby's already gone, Tracy. She wanted to know where the wood show was. He's in Central Florida, close to Orlando, so I'm guessing Orlando.
I thought I heard that
probably be
a couple days ago, but I could be wrong.
Let me look it up here.
I pretend I have a clue. We got a little bit of sporadic detail here, so I'm just suggesting some of those hairs. A little bit of.
I know they have a show in Tampa.
I'd love to have one.
That might be it too.
Yeah, that's not that far from there.
The Tampa, I think that's yeah.
Yeah, Tampa, Florida. Yep, the 24th through the 26th. So must be going to Tampa.
See, so Charlie has a clue. Now this is going from black hair into brown. It may be shadow somewhere in there, but I'm gonna break that up a little bit. Otherwise, this right here will be a floater. And we have a little bit of holding on right there.
Float on.
Yeah, I remember that song.
I'm probably going to
Float on by the Floaters.
After we get done with karaoke with Mark, I'm going to point out that I'm going to stop the hair just short because we have it holding on here. We have it holding on right here, but that's one little thin area. So I stopped the detail just short of the nose so we can hold on there too. So that's why I did that. Back to you, Singer.
So it'll stay connected to the snout then?
Yes.
Right there, Major. Okay.
Somewhere in there.
Okay.
All right. We're going to get rolling by God. I'm just going to figure out what order I want to go in here. And the beauty of doing this, you can change it as you need to. Sometimes you get to do that on a computer part. Tracy Keaton, from what I know, they canceled the Atlanta show because Peachtree, one of the bigger pieces of that, backed out of it. I don't know why they did that.
Okay. Jeff Robinson says we have the MAD pin gathering in Monroe, Louisiana, coming up in March. Cool. Tracy Keaton says attach it to the white of the nose as it comes around, Charles.
Well, yeah, that's another area. I mean, that is what I was going to do. I just forgot to point that out. But yeah, that's 3 areas it's holding on. But it makes it more stable, putting that break. Plus, we have this white area going into there too, so we're going to connect it all right there. But that's a good point.
All right.
And he says version 2 is up now, so without screen sharing, I'm going to go look at that and
refresh.
The first weekend of May, we'll have the Houston Woodworking Show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I will be there.
Me too.
Charles Berry live stream. One sleeve says scroll on, the other one says off the rails.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm not too sure about that font either. We may have to go with the regular font. I don't know. I was more like the kind that, like where a capital I has I'm looking at the like a capital I has the top and bottom on it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, a serif.
Yeah. So serif, I guess, is I don't know. I mean, I love the ideas, but yeah, the font needs a little bit of work. Kind of like
I font the law and the law won't.
Kind of like the font that you see all the names on the thing. Never mind. I don't even know how to work.
It's Western. You want a serif type font.
Right. Okay, so we've done a little bit of hair detail in here because it just barely trickles out into there. But if we could attach it all if we wanted to, but we didn't because we have the pen in my hand. Off the rails. That's funny. It's not wrong.
No.
I survived a Charles during live stream. That's a conversation starter, if nothing else. Well, there's it here, Edgy.
Well, the right people will get it.
Yep. And that,
what's
that? That's what matters. I tell you what.
One time on this show with Charles.
Yeah, there you go.
We did one time at band camp. One time with Charles Deering.
Like, don't start any band camp rumors. me and Russ were already trying to stamp down a rumor I started. A joke I started, and somebody might take it seriously and be a butt nugget.
Okay, Lawrence Aldridge has to head out. Prayers to all. Have a good one, Mr. Lawrence.
Be good, Lawrence. Appreciate you being here.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Tracy says she's disabled and cannot sit in a car that long, too far away from everything else.
My disability regarding being in a car that long is anxiety, but yeah, I get you.
My disability with being in a car that long is not having a car that'll make it that far. That's not true.
My mileage, I do drive a truck.
we're in September. We're going to Vectric Software User Group meeting in San Diego.
You already got that booked?
It's already booked. It's already finalized. The only thing I have yet to do, we're going to rent a car to take down there because
Right.
800 and some odd miles. So
that's not bad.
We're going to, she's got family down Southern California and friends and this, that, and the other. So I'm going to go do these classes and she's going to go visit family.
Right on.
There you go.
And raid every yarn shop in San Diego. But that won't happen until September. So she's got a while to save up.
I hate. It's sad that I have to say this, but I think the I Survived Charlie live stream could be the most popular one. Yeah. I would prefer it be the scroll on one, but we work with what we got.
Well, it says scroll on it. You just have to look.
Yeah. We can when we do the speedos on the back of it, we can say "Stop looking at my butt."
There you go.
Somebody got fleas?
Objects in these drawers are never mind.
Just as long as you don't have button nuggets
on them. Yeah. Tracy says find a font with ropes in it, and that'll be his favorite. Now, don't mention ropes. You know how he gets.
I'm not sure about the rope. I think I'm just looking for something because the second font one idea you did was a little comic bookish, and the other one was a little too plain. So I like when I'm talking about like the capital I on I Survived, it would be like this. If we can get a font that does that kind of thing, that's what I was referring to. And Portal Woodwork wants to know who has fleas. It might be Wes because he's got the jingle of colors around him, but sometimes Russ does too.
Okay.
Not fleas. Just,
I said it too. I heard a bunch of thumping going on there. Sounded like somebody scratching their fleas.
No, sometimes
could have been mine because my little doggy's behind me with her collar on. She could have been scratching.
I
didn't even hear it.
It was like it sounded more like thumper.
Could have been.
Now it might be my headphone jack on my my microphone thingy.
Mega microphone.
It sometimes it does little clicks. It's just weird. Okay, so this eye looks to be done. I'm gonna finish up around the lower part of this eye, and we're gonna roll right through this puppy, literally.
Jeff Robbins says add racing stripes to the back of the Speedos, but make them go horizontally because ew.
Oh yeah.
We do have to do female underwear as well. You know, some people are into the whole granny thing. Some people are into the little more really.
Well, Steve says if you'll make a graphic, he can use that, and the font can be whatever you pick.
Yeah, I don't know what graphic I could use.
Well, you could do the type up the font the way you want it, the font you like, and put it the way you want it on the front of the shirt. Then just save that as a picture, and they can take that and use that graphic as instead of a font.
Very good. Yeah, I could have graphics, but I think that would be overkill on my part.
Well, it would look the same. It would just be the font you want, because all you would be saving would be the letters. I get what he means.
Yeah, one of us has to have a clue what's going on. Sports bras, yeah, you have scroll on. Well, I can't be specific. You know, you have two surfaces to work with. That's as specific I'll get with the sports bras and bikini tops. We'll have scroll on one and on the other. well, you know, I got a family friendly it. On one surface, we will have one word. I think Russ is starting to second guess his friendship with me. His face is red. Like, oh God.
That's okay. Can't nobody see you blush when he's screen sharing. Well, no, I guess he ain't screen sharing. He's using another camera.
Yeah. But that being said, it is good timing. Nature is saying how diddly do, and there's some things we don't do on live streams. I'm gonna let y'all derail for a little bit. If I put on your makeup, fix your hair, you about to be on camera, baby. We're gonna be right back.
It's so cute how he says he's gonna let us derail, like he could stop us before this.
Tracy Keaton says sports bras work for me, by golly.
Well, everybody needs a hobby.
We'll have ABC monkey. Oh, Hardnell Media says they do have.
They do have sports bras and swimwear.
That
Oh
works.
boy.
Now,
Uh-oh.
God love you folks, but guys, if you buy any string bikinis, do not model them for me.
You look hungry.
I am hungry, ma'am. Thank you.
Well, you just took Wes's out of the picture. He was going to do it.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Charles. My lovely bride brought me in one of those mug cakes that she made.
All right.
Unsolicited. She says, "You look hungry." But the great thing about it is, since we're talking merch, is look what she put it in.
That's the coolest cup, too. I tell you.
One of my official coffee mugs. Yeah, doggies. Ooh, this sucker is lava hot. What were you, born on the sun? Whew, that's hot. It's got to sit. Okay, Tracy says I better stick with a t-shirt. My husband might get the wrong idea, but I do need some sports bras. Oh, come on. You don't want you think your husband would get the wrong idea if you had Charles's face plastered all over your sports bra?
Oh yeah.
Charles's face. I picture it now. Charles's face
I have
all
that
over
picture
the
in my mind.
sports bra with that finger. Scroll on.
Charles is looking like that.
Lord.
Hey, wet cat, my gosh.
Yeah. This is true. This is true. So what you been up to other than co-hosting a live stream, Russ? I ain't talked to you in a long time.
No, it's been a while.
Yep.
That's all I've been doing pretty much. It's been too stinking cold to get out in the shop.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I've been designing 3D patterns and
Nice.
getting stuff ready for when I do get out there.
Tracy Keaton saying, unless y'all already read this, she said,
Yeah.
my husband might get the wrong idea. Yeah, that's funny right there.
Yeah, we was thinking about her husband getting upset with your face plastered all over her sports bra.
I
He's so sad now, hear it?
I was trying to think of
She says after I thought about it for a second, I'm like, no way, man.
I am moderately offended by that, Tracy, but I didn't know how to respond in a family friendly way to say, yeah, I can see why your husband upset.
I was thinking more about that finger pointing outwards. Scroll on.
Yeah, troubling.
Steve says, Russ, I sent you a message on Facebook, and he
I'm
probably didn't want that read out in public. So,
well, no, it's on the
Okay.
chat, so he probably didn't mind. It's probably the message he didn't want. By the way, I forgot to do the little line behind here to show me not to go past there because I'd be wasting my time. This is where the paper underneath is. So I will stop just short of that line.
okay.
Okay, so the booger of the whole thing is going to be here. Go ahead, Frankie.
Frankie says he doesn't have heat in his shop, but he's been out every day. I tell you what, you're a braver man than I am. I don't do cold. I did too much of it.
We get a lot of wetness here, but not a lot of cold.
Central air and heat in my shop.
Yeah.
Shop is in the house.
In the house.
Yeah.
I couldn't get my wife to allow me to do it.
Now I got some light areas in here, but I think we're safe going all dark in here. It would be too chaotic, I think. If we don't add enough detail, it would make it look too light colored, and my stupid pen's trying to run out again.
Well, it's warming up around here.
Speaking of, and I'm glad we mentioned that because I need to jump off here, go in there and pull the
finger.
No, the dust collection port off the bottom of that saw because I'm fixing to try to plumb it in and see if I can eliminate some of the extra dust that is accumulating in my scroll saw room.
Okay.
Tim Turner says, "Hi, y'all. Charles, moo to you."
Howdy, Mr. Tim Turner. His is the one with the cat named Moo, and that's where all I got started.
Okay. Let's see. Frankie says it's 35 in his shop now. I just looked online. It's 46 outside now. So that's why I say, holy cow, it's been warming up because it's been in the 30s for a while.
I'm actually a little perplexed by what detail to add in here because there is some light in there, and I'm trying to be true to the photograph. It's not real light. We just lost Wes.
Uh-oh.
He said he was going to drop out for a bit to go do some stuff.
No. I meant my response, Tracy Keaton, was what I wasn't sure what words to use that were family friendly. What you said, there was no issues with. Because, me, I'm trying to be Mr. Clean and appropriate. But,
and we won't let him be.
Yeah. I'm breaking it. Although I outlined this, I'm adding some detail inside of it in case we want to alter it or something to go. Go ahead, Mark.
We won't let him be, and we won't let him be.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I may end up just coloring all that in, but I'm giving myself 2 options here to work with. So we'll figure that out on the cleanup process.
Okay.
I'm rushing. Excuse me. I'm rushing.
You're what?
I'm rushing. I'm rushing this part because it's just really a bunch of darkness. I'm just adding. Now, when you're working with hair, you kind of want to zigzag it, just to give it a more realistic look. Unless you're going for really simple. I'm going for the zigzag just to follow the curves of the hair.
Mm-hmm.
And there's occasional whisker in there we want to include.
Tracy says, do you want me to jump on Charles? Why would you want to jump on Charles?
Oh, God. No, we're
that ain't nice. He ain't done nothing.
I know what you meant, Tracy. But I think we're good, darling, but I appreciate you asking.
Punctuation is the key.
Yeah.
Put a comma after the word on. Then okay.
And here I was bragging on Mark earlier.
That'll learn you.
And Russ is over there saying, I tried to tell you.
That'll learn you. Well, if it's any consolation, I can only be on for a few more minutes. So.
Well, dang it. I can just say, Wes.
I'm 58 years old and I have a curfew.
I have a restraining order. Oh, I know, Tracy, about the sports bra. I thought I did read everything you said. When you said how your husband will react, I didn't know how to respond to that, but I get it. I get it. I was just going to say something funny or clever, and I couldn't think of nothing that wouldn't be inappropriate. So
no pressure.
No pressure whatsoever. You said nothing wrong. It was me trying to censor myself. Okay. Now, majority of what's going to make this dog look like this dog in this pattern is going to be the eyes and the nose, but this area is a little bit of a gamble because there's so many lights and darks in that little confined area.
So kind of just by guess and by gosh, huh?
Yeah, by golly.
Okay.
But I have a feeling that I have some friends who are just troubled enough that they might send me a modeled picture of a Speedo.
I think that's what Wes got off to go do.
I'm just troubled enough to maybe model it myself, but I want people to keep coming back, so I won't do that. So
well, I was wondering if you were mentioning that as kind of a wish or what.
No, but leave it to me to give people an opening. I never intend.
Yeah.
And I really can't do a lot of explaining about what I'm tracing and why because it's so hard to see. It might be easier for y'all to see than me. Plus, I have the tape line I'm working across. This is a little bit of a booger.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Now, you're not really too concerned about seeing your lines. Of course, you need to, but that's basically just transferring through to the carbon paper.
Yeah, and so I'm just putting it down hard. Sometimes the ink comes through, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this could be a total cluster or what's it. Yeah. But we have a little bit of an overlap here, so I'm going to kind of suggest that where the dark hair is back behind the jowls, I believe is what that's called, the hangy down parts. Yeah. Frankie started at 8x40 inch farm table tomorrow with heart pine from the 1800s. Appreciate
Sweet.
That's going to be nice.
Yeah, sure.
He's been doing some kick
Yeah,
but
yes.
work here lately. I mean, he's cranking it out. Man ain't letting any grass grow under his feet. He got electricity in his shop, and I don't think the light's been off since that happened.
I leave my lights on to make people think I'm in here so they don't steal from me. Well, I just revealed that publicly, and everybody has my address. So if you want to steal from me, I do have cameras, and I can whoop you behind. Just saying. Oh yeah, I'm rough and tough and stuff. Get scared there, Sparky.
Jeff Robinson says, Tracy, he will not let me be a panel member only because I am let up in the bathroom and you can see the something.
Sure.
I'm
I couldn't
afraid.
figure out what that was
I'm
either.
not entirely sure what he's talking about.
Me too, none neither. Some things are better left mysteries.
Yep. Our imagination can make things more dramatic than they actually are. I thought he was about to volunteer to send me a Speedo picture.
Well,
I mean, God love you, Jeff. You're a great guy, but you know, there's something.
Yeah, he did say he was in the restroom.
Oh dear Lord. I know what you meant, Tracy, and I appreciate you, Alpha.
I don't know if you looked further up. She stuck her tongue out at me 4 times.
Well,
I see that.
Like I said, I've had 2 wives and I've got 5 kids. Worse things have happened, believe me.
Boy, there's a lot of battling to do in here, figuring out what to do, because we want this to have a light color. So I'm going to trace.
I'm kind of waiting to see what you do when you get to those 2 little whiskers there that's hanging down on his other side.
Here,
No, on this side. Other side of his mouth.
Yeah, there.
Oh,
right there. Yeah. How you going to get those in?
I got to suggest him part way because you can see light hair behind him. So I'll just partially do the line. I'll show you when I get there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, do you find when you're in a situation like this where you've got some serious decisions to make and you're not really sure how you want to proceed, do you kind of sit there and, just work on other stuff while you're making up your mind, or do you just kind of
pretty much?
I'm sorry?
I'm procrastinating in real time.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering, because do you do other things while you're making up your mind, or do you just kind of force yourself to power on through it?
I just power on through it, and it's not really making up my mind. It's just putting it off till later, knowing I'm going to have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Steve says version 3 is on the site now.
I'll let Mark. I almost said Meadows again. Bloody poop.
I mean, he got his name on there now.
Well, yeah, but I don't have him on the screen. All I see is Mark. It's the Meadows I'm having an issue with. Okay, now it's a little hard to imagine because I said I was going to make this white and dark, so I'm going to have to kind of do a separation line here, and then we'll come in and trace that. I'm coming just inside of all that darkness to give us something to work with.
Just inside the darkness. Version 3 looks good. I think you'll like it.
Cool. I'm stopping just short of that line because it does no good to go off the edge. And
I think you'll like it.
Well, thank you.
Now, let me see if this cake has cooled down enough, and I'll mute myself so you don't hear me chomping away.
Oh, that sounds good. Now I don't know how well y'all can tell it, but we have a little bit of darkness going on in here, but a little lightness going on in here. So we're just going to gamble with it. And, what have I done? What have I done to myself? My God. Doing random hair detail in here. Don't want to crowd it up too much. It's just suggesting that there's hairs in there and some shadows between them. So you're not actually drawing the hairs, you're drawing the shadows between them. Not every single one of them, because that would be ridiculous, but I've been known to do that before.
Okay, that was pretty profound right there. You're not actually trying to draw in the hairs, you're just kind of outlining the shadows beneath them.
Or between them, yes.
Between them, excuse me.
Well, that's all
okay.
Right. All right. Now, in some cases, which I haven't found yet. Now, when I'm doing these white whiskers, I will be tracing around those. But that also incorporates the darkness behind it.
Right. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Cool and stuff. Jeff Robinson says, time for a nap. Later, y'all. Frankie says, I have a customer that's replacing all the furniture with my products from stuff I engraved. Closet doors. Awesome.
Sweet. Got to take care of customers like that.
Yeah.
Repeat business is the best business.
Well, if Hobby does indeed buy a T-shirt and a pattern, and I will be eating within a week.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Biscuits for breakfast.
Real ones, huh?
Won't get butter and jam till next month. Nope. Still too hot.
Wow, that's some tough stuff.
We are slightly below the temperature of lava and just still a little bit higher than a McDonald's hot apple pie.
Well, the fact
I can understand.
The fact that it's in a coffee cup is limiting its cooling abilities.
Yeah, and that's testament to the coffee cup.
Yeah.
That's one good coffee cup.
Sorry to say you cannot get that coffee cup on woodenvision.com. But
No.
I'm sure
MarkCNC.com.
But you can get a Charles Deering Scroll On coffee cup that is the same brand, same make, same model, same ounce count. I guess that's what you'd say. As this one here.
If you want to drink on lava, go to woodenvision.com. But I was actually giving Mark an opportunity to plug his site for his coffee cups. But
I did that while you was out of the room.
Oh, you were setting up the redirect. Okay, I get it. Okay, now man, there's a lot of guesswork in here on this particular area. Some of it's just clear as a bell, but this area in here, yeah. Now, Russ, I think it was you that was asking how I was going to do where the whiskers are going in front of the. I'm stopping the line there, and well, no, I'll bring it all the way down. We just won't add a line here.
Yeah, Frankie says same customer mentioned wanting a bedroom set. I said, well, I'll have to get some new planer blades. Got a text saying him or his wife will be there with new planer blades in the morning.
Golly.
Let that
to take care of that customer.
let that customer know. I do pretty pictures out of wood if they're interested. Pimp me out here.
That's right. Tracy, I love you anyway, and I appreciate you, Mark. Yes, I do know Tracy, and I know that it's in fun. And hopefully you know that everything I'm saying is in fun. Charles is one of these guys that if I didn't pick on him, he'd think I was mad at him or something. But I try to keep it, respectable.
Yeah.
Friendly. But yeah, I know that you was messing. And hopefully you knew I was messing.
Yeah, the first time Steve Nealon said Babylon Monkey, my jaw actually dropped. Like, God dang, he didn't hold back, did he?
No, he held back.
That's true. Yeah.
You ought to see him really go off.
That's funny right there. You're right. You got me on that one. Okay, now we have some lightness behind these whiskers, so I brought that line only part way up. On this one, the rest of them, yeah, you'll see what I colored in. It's hard to explain. You'll see.
Buddy, I think I'm gonna jump off.
We were gonna let you talk, I swear.
All right.
I appreciate you being here, Home Slipper.
Yeah, I'll see y'all next time.
All right, be good, get some beauty rest. Appreciate you being here per the usual, mister.
All right, so good night, Mark.
Take it easy, Mr. Russ. Have a good evening.
Good night, everybody in the chat.
Thank you for joining in on the train wreck, and you did survive it.
I sure did. I ought to get a shirt. It ought to be a gift for surviving it.
I was going to say, if I could afford it, I'd send you one. Because you help me on the panel. I know you're messing with me, but yeah, I would love to be able to send you one.
I'm just messing with you.
I know. That's what we do.
Good night, Tracy.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Ernie.
He's officially gone. I saw some thumbnail despair. Just me and you, Mark. What'd you get yourself into, boy?
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to leave pretty quick too.
Well, put on it, man. Is it something I said?
No,
The live
it's absolutely nothing.
I'm just messing with you. Yeah, people have lives outside of here. I get it's already almost midnight Central Time. You know, I knew it was going to be a little bit of a booger trying to do this. But what we could also do, at some point, if we get down to like 1 or 2 viewers, I could also continue this tomorrow. But you know,
Yeah,
I have 11 people, so I can keep going.
That's an option.
All right, so we're just going to do stepping here. Probably going to be a lot of cleanup on this snout area because it's, you know, trying to draw through tape and the pin not wanting to write good and blah 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 thing.
Well, every dog I've ever known has needed a little cleanup in the snout area, but that's neither here nor there.
I just hope I do this picture justice because it's such a beautiful dog and a beautiful photograph as far as quality goes. So.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, you go to every party and you have that one person over in the corner playing with the dog.
Yep.
That would be me. I am that guy.
Some of the parties I've been at, I've had more entertainment talking to the dog than.
Yeah. I'm just a dog kind of guy. I just like dogs, and that's all there is to it.
I hear you.
I like dogs more than I like most people.
I was about to say I like cattle, but then people would take that wrong.
Well, you are in Texas, so it's allowed. In fact, I think it might be a law.
And Tracy Keaton says she'll still be here. And Harnell Media says another new shirt uploaded. I'm afraid to look at these.
You and me both. And you can't see my screen.
Well, not unless you screen share. But I guess I'm capable of going to look too. Well, let's do that, folks. We'll give us something to look at. Come on now. Share screen. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Am I screen sharing? I think I am. Wait, is that the one that was already done? Oh, okay.
Now he added a couple. He added the "I'm a scroll man."
Yeah, I saw that too.
Then that's version 3. Is that better?
Yeah, I like that. I like. Yep. And scroll on one side and the rails on the other side. Pretty cool. If there's anything else, but yeah, the scroll man, Bill. I'll see Bill might appreciate. I'm a scroll man. Yeah, I love the font on that one. I like that font. That's the font I was talking about, Steve Nealon. That's the font I was referring to. I like that font. And let's see if there's any surprises. Just gotta check.
Tracy Keaton says, "Me too. I'm always off by myself playing with my dogs." That's me. We're currently dogless, but it may, you never say never. It may be a while before we get another one, or one finds us. But I'm that way myself. I'm a dog kind of guy.
I appreciate you, Steve Nealon, for doing all that. That's funny. But my God, it's going to work. Now I'm going to play a little bit of heck trying to navigate the detail here. Some of it I can work with easily. Some of this is a little sporadic. What have I gotten myself into here? Ay, caramba chingado.
It looks like a nostril.
Hopefully none of that was cussing in Spanish. I don't know. I just heard it before.
You do that too, huh?
Yeah.
Repeat words you've heard in another language, not knowing what they mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can get in trouble.
My dad was in Vietnam. He has this little phrase that he says. I think it's bad language in Vietnamese, but I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Hardno Media has the list of sayings. On some of these live chats, one of them was "I'm a scroll man," and I have one where I say "That's how I scroll," and stuff like that. And I say, yeah, he wrote down that list that night, and so he's working on it. That's awesome.
Cool.
Okay, I was about to jump up to the ear, but I really need to finish this cluster thingy.
It's a nice day for a white whisker. See what I did there?
Yes, sir. I'm very sorry that it bombed ferociously. I'm kidding.
Didn't want it, but you got it.
You didn't want it, but you got it.
Yep.
That's funny and herpes right there.
Yep.
Another example of didn't want it, but you got it. Not one by golly. Well, I don't know if well, that's a good idea. I don't know how prominent by golly is to some people, but yeah, it is something I say. By golly, or
Miss Molly.
sometimes I say by God. I don't have any regrets picking this picture, but I didn't realize the chaos I was dealing with. So I'm just going to very generically do this. We don't want to add too many cracks and stuff or to look funny.
Yeah. Frankie says we have some kittens going to be the size of a small dog. Female cat got out and a bobcat got her, and she's had 2 kittens. Okay.
Bobcat didn't kill her.
Tracy says, no thanks, Frankie. I'm allergic to cats. Cats are okay. I mean, they just got to have a personality for me. You know, it's not that I don't like cats. They're great. I'll play with a cat just same as I'll play with a dog. I just prefer dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs appreciate you. Cats tolerate you.
Yeah, what cats just want you for getting their food and water because they don't have opposable thumbs.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But they can be cute. I got a couple cute ones.
Yeah.
One problem with doing these patterns in real time on a live stream is, if I get burned out, I can stop. But on a live stream, it kind of makes not for a very entertaining live stream.
Right. But as you said, I don't know how long you were live streaming before, but as you said, you can always, break it up into another video if you wish.
The last video was 3 hours, 51 minutes. And
and that's a lot of time online and focusing on stuff.
I think the self-portrait yesterday was 5-something hours. This one.
Oh, geez.
And we're not being held for review. That's always beautiful. Right now we're at 1 hour 41 minutes. So as far as the and Tracy Keaton keeps saying she's getting tossed out, and I don't know why. It's not me doing it because I'm too busy.
Yeah, me either. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I'm asking too much to be able to do that.
That's plausible deniability. I don't know how to do it.
And I've made that really clear with me and my lack of ability, so I think I'm innocent. That's a guilty conscience when you say I think I'm innocent.
Okay. I took a look at this Coyote Stencil Shop software, and it's $100.
Yeah, that's not
like
in the world.
Holy cats and jammer.
Stuff like that.
Well, I got nothing to say. I mean, the CNC software I'm using is expensive too.
Metric, yeah.
But yeah, it's pricey.
Well, there are people out there that go the whole torrent route, which isn't legal, but it's one of those don't ask, don't tell things.
Yeah, but
sometimes, but yeah, I don't.
I got a philosophical problem with that. So, okay, here, let's see. Take a look.
That's pretty sad that I can't afford my own T-shirts, but yeah, it'd be cool to have one.
Well, you ain't the only one. I can't either. I don't have one of my shirts.
I have one. I think I lost it in the fire.
That's why I have a coffee mug.
I still got the cap that says "Scroll On," but I don't have the T-shirt. I don't think.
Yep.
I don't want to forget this area down here, but I'm going to go ahead and get the nose out of the way while we're dealing with it.
Yeah. Yeah, Frankie's evidently he's allergic too. He says they make me itch and my nose run and eyes burn. But the older cat is like one of the kids. When it's bedtime, he's right on the bed with him and his wife. I'd be loading up on Benadryl.
Yeah, my wife doesn't even need an alarm clock. That cat knows when she's supposed to wake up, and she'll come there, stand on her chest, meowing very loudly, which thrills me to death because I'm not on her schedule, and I love being woken up by a cat.
Steve says he can't afford them either, and he does a lot of the design work.
And I know 99% of everything we're talking about is joking, but I want to be able to give back to people like that are on the panel, the loyal viewers and stuff like that. I also want sales, obviously, but I want to be able to give back. It's in my personality. But yeah, there's the whole money.
Yeah.
Apparently, companies want to be paid for their products. Go figure.
Ungrateful son of a gun.
I know, dag blabbit. Boy, this is I'm second guessing my own abilities on this pattern as far as the dark areas. I don't know if I'm going to be happy with them or not. I may end up coloring in most of this crap on the side here.
Now, when you end up in a situation like that, do you change on the fly? Like when you're cutting and you decide, no, I don't like that. I'm not doing that. I'm going this way or something like that. Or
there's very rare that I make a cut change during a cut, but I will make a design change during tracing sometimes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's I don't know what the heck I'm dealing with here. There's so many faint lines and across the tape and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
I'm rough this in. Go ahead.
I think it was you that told me one time that sometimes less is really more.
Yeah. Well,
just give the indication and leave it be.
Yeah. Sometimes suggestion of detail. It's kind of hard to put into words, but yeah.
Right.
I'm afraid this whole muzzle area I'm not going to be happy with, but hopefully it'll work for somebody.
If you're taking out the darker areas, I mean, that would remove half of that sheet of plywood. So, that's kind of one of those things. It's a judgment call you got to make.
Yeah. Dang it. This pen won't stop running out of ink on the areas I need to see it the most. Being very rough with the detail here because I know it's just hair and we don't have to trace every exact hair.
No.
Just
have to give the indication of hair.
Now, one thing I need to point out to people, especially like with the self-portrait last night, y'all only see most of the time until I started doing patterns on live streams. Y'all only see the finished product when I get done wrestling with it. You know, they don't always go smoothly the first try. So
right.
You on these live streams on me working on a pattern, you're not always going to see a perfect or successful pattern.
Right.
A lot of gambling, and y'all don't see the ones I completely butcher unless I'm doing them on a live stream.
Yeah.
For the most part, I'm happy with the self-portrait, except for I need to work on the hat band, but the finger needs some shadow on it. It's pointing, and there's no shadow underneath. It looks like a really fat finger.
Now, do you sometimes just kind of step back, kind of like what you're doing now, step back and look at it and just get an overall idea of the design and then just decide, come back later on and work on it some more? Or you go back over it and say, no, I don't like this. I prefer to do that.
Yeah, and in some cases, yes, it's an either or. I'm going to show you the pattern I finished yesterday. Well, I didn't finish it. Where am I at? Where was it under? Let me, I need to sort by item type, and it'll be in alphabetical order. It was, that's what we came up with yesterday.
Okay.
And I darkened in more of the glasses. You know, it was too light in there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no shadow up under that pointer finger, so that finger looks like it's 20 miles wide. So this one hasn't been fully cleaned up yet, but for the most part, I'm happy with it. But yeah, that finger needs some shadow work, so that's what.
Okay, so you'll come back to that a little bit later on and do a little bit more.
Eventually, yes. The only reason I'm not rushing is because I don't think anybody will want to buy a pattern of Charles during pointing, so that's why I'm not rushing.
Hey, you never can tell. There's groupies out there for everybody, man.
By God. If somebody wants to use that as a dartboard, at least I sold the design. I tell you.
Hell, even Lyle Lovett had groupies.
Yeah, and he was a sexy individual, wasn't
he? He didn't get hit by an ugly stick. He fell out the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down.
Absolutely. And he got Julia Roberts at one time. I don't think they're still together.
Well, yeah, but when the eye surgery took hold, they split up.
Oh, was that a joke?
Well, yeah.
Okay, because I don't keep up, so I didn't know. I have to actually bring up the tape. Okay, there was a pen line there. I just couldn't see it. Don't want to forget the ears, and we don't want to forget to outline the dog. But I also
Yeah, that could be a factor. There's this big muzzle looking at you, kind
Now,
of like every dog I've ever had.
it looks like a relatively clean line here, but I'm just going to zigzag it to
Yeah.
see the hairs coming off. And with these whiskers, they're actually going to be skinnier than I'm drawing them, but I don't want to make it too brittle.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm cocky like that, I guess. And I may decide later to just completely eliminate these out here because they are kind of random. Even though we're trying to stay true to the photograph, it's still pretty out there. And
Especially that one that's hanging down, almost touching his collar.
I think I'm gonna ignore that one. So that's what I don't know why I put a scribble through it because I hadn't traced it yet. But yeah.
Well, that's okay as long as you don't cut the scribble. You're good.
Yeah.
I say that because that's the kind of thing I would do.
Oh, me too. Man, come on, Dan, work with me here. Frank's talking about his projects and Tracy's wishing him luck.
Yep.
Now we're gonna deal with all that now. I'm gonna go ahead and trace the outline before I forget to, and then we'll do the ears, and we're pretty much done with the upper half. Which if I was gonna end the live stream, I could do it after we do the upper half above this line, but I could slap in a live stream tomorrow to do the lower half. But there's not much to add except for the color.
Well, that's entirely up to you. I'm gonna have to take off at the top of the hour.
Big Nevit. That would be 8 minutes away.
Yeah, roughly.
Thank you for letting me know that my demise is coming.
No, it's not your demise. I mean, it's just you'll have to read all the comments instead of just the ones that I don't catch in time.
Do a show by myself. That's a demise. I'm just kidding. I'm capable of doing it by myself. It's not like the comments are swarming in. Plus, we've had volunteers. We got that chaotic people that want to be on the panel.
Yep.
But I think we're going to be all right. We just want to. Now, I know there's darkness coming up to the edge of here, but I'm doing the outline first, and then I'll work off of that to do some of the other detail. But we want to run it into there or to go off.
Right.
Not being real careful to stay right on squiggly lines because it is just wiggly lines or zigzaggy.
Well, even designing for CNC cutting, that took me a long time to finally figure out that you don't have to 100% be spot on exactly on the line.
Yeah, like right there, I actually went off and I put a little extra myself. Don't add that. Although I know that it was more of a visual for everybody else, but that's little things I do. It's kind of a pictorial note to myself.
Yeah, little visual cue to not include that. That was a mistake. Yeah. But I mean, just the way you're wiggling the pencil as you draw to make those zigzag lines there, you're not necessarily following anything. You're just using your eye and your experience to kind of know what's going to look good and what's not.
Like suggesting here, and if we wandered around all this, it would be a simpler looking design. But I'm kind of into realism.
Yeah.
Kind of my fine.
And it would just look like there was a piece of ear missing.
That's showing it right there. Now, I am somewhat rushing because we are just dealing with shadows. These are not identifiable. I don't. If I could talk, it's not identifiable features on the dog. It's just shadows on his ear. Okay, that side's done. We want to finish tracing up to the top. This is now the original photograph, it showed the whole dog's head, but I intentionally made it to where it's going off the edge so it can stick to a border for stability.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Well, thank you. Every now and then that makes sense.
Well, even a broken clock is right twice a day, unless it's digital.
I'm wrong 3 times a day somehow, but
hell, you're lucky.
I love how when I dog myself, you throw yourself right in there with me. It's like you're falling on the knife, man. It is so cool. Well, not the knife.
Well, like I say, man, I've been married twice and I've got 5 kids. I just wake up wrong.
Well, yeah, our gender sometimes dictates that.
Well,
make my butt look big. Does this gender make me look stupid enough to answer that? Come on,
it's
man.
It.
Yeah.
It's like, I came home and I just started apologizing.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. My first words were, no, I'm innocent and I'm broke. What?
I wasn't there, but I may have done it twice. And what did I do? It's very frustrating when the pen doesn't. I mean, the pen I was using yesterday ran out of ink, but it was working good for a while there. The only real detail below this line is pretty much just the color and the shadows. I'm not gonna. I could probably leave out this whole area right here, but just do this here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all we're gonna miss on tonight's part is the color.
Mm.
But we rough in some of these hair. There's not a lot of darkness here, but I can tell that there's a little bit of shadow from a bulb in the hair, so I'm just suggesting that. And I'm also going quickly because you're threatening to leave me. Public telling everybody you're going to leave me.
Ain't a threat. I got a curfew.
Now right here, I'm really only separating a little bit of darkness from the light, so I'm probably overdoing it, but it is what it is.
Well, that is an identifiable mark on the dog.
Well, yeah, but it's also for the sake of showing that there's layers of hair we're dealing with. But yeah, it is an identifying mark, and if you wanted to, do a pilot hole, it'd be right there, that crook or any crook you want. Now, there's a weird shadow here I may not include because it might be overkill, as he said right before he added that detail. So forget what I just said. I'm ignoring the random whiskers there because they don't really do anything. And let me make sure I have not done the detail on that ear, but I have traced the outline, so we're good there. So your wife won't let you like 30 more minutes so you can see the coloring in portion?
Well, it's not her. It's the fact that I woke up so dang dong early in the morning.
I did too, but don't tell anybody. Slightly breaking up the detail here. So
and we had doctor's appointments today, and we got
about that.
Other stuff tomorrow. And
fun.
Oh yeah, just trying to catch up on all the things. She had knee surgery in November and hasn't been able to do a lot. And now we're trying to catch up on everything that we didn't get a chance to do while she was laid up in her recliner recuperating.
You see how inconvenient love and bonding is when you actually care about people enough to take care of them. Like, dang, nabbit.
Well,
I could be napping right now. I'm just kidding.
It's what I signed up for.
Yes, sir. Love is not always convenient, but
but it beats the alternative,
Absolutely. Now I'm trying to determine, and I'm just going to go ahead and shadow all that area in because it's pretty shadowed.
In the shadows. Yeah, I know. Everything reminds me of a song lyric.
Yeah, I can relate.
My kids love me.
I didn't hear a lot of confidence in that. I'm just kidding. This is being very generic because there's such spotty shadows in there, but I think we're done drawing it. I'm just scanning as quickly as possible so you can see some of that. There's a little bit of a fold I want to accent and do it real quick to make sure I didn't forget to try something, because if I did, we're screwed. We're down to 9 viewers, so yeah, it is midnight. But okay, let me pull this off here. I'm not even mess with the second half tonight, but we are going to at least color in this, and there should be go relatively quickly.
Frankie says he goes to bed at 3:30 a.m. and wakes up at 7 every morning. Yeah, you won't do that at my age. I'm here to shout.
I don't have a schedule. I just, when I wake up, I wake up. When I fall asleep, I fall asleep. Yeah. Sometimes I don't have a lot to say in the matter because my meds make me real tired.
Yeah.
But never on a schedule. That's why I don't schedule these things within about 30 to 45 minutes before they're going to happen. Real quickly, I'm trying to show as much as I can before you have to run off, so you have something to look at.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You don't got to do nothing special for me, man.
You're awake. I'm taking you away from your beauty sleep.
Well, I was taken away from my beauty sleep 40 years ago. I'm here to shout.
Oh, Tracy, I'm not worried about you saying anything inappropriate. It's me trying to stay awake as to why I'm not going to continue after I do this part. But it's not avoiding you. It's just because
the big reveal.
Somewhat of a big reveal it is.
Now that's a dog, by Godfrey.
It looks like a big old cluster. You know what? But I'm going to somewhat rush through this part, or we can continue the live stream tomorrow. But it might be the route we go. Let me. Dang it! I don't know. I'm so decisive. I know.
Well, I do need to take off. But don't let that be your guide.
Well, shoot, something just popped up on my screen. I think it's me. It's not you. It's you. It's me, not you. I am going to continue this tomorrow. We'll clean this up, but we're also going to do the lower half, which is just for the sake of seeing true to the pattern. We could get away with leaving it at just this. I was pointing at the screen like an idiot, but all the detail that's left is just here. But I'm going to scan this in tomorrow, clean it up, and we'll do the lower half if people want to see that. But Tracy, no, it has nothing to do with you. It's me trying to fight myself to stay awake and trying to motivate myself. But this is the second live stream of the night. But appreciate Mr. Mark Lindsay. I said it right. There was only one witness on the panel.
Well, there was only one person to distract you.
Tomorrow's live stream, this will be scanned in and colored in, and y'all get to see from that, and then we'll go from there. But per the usual, on the last live stream, I let don't get it the name, Russ Meadows say it for me. But after I say thank you to Tracy Keaton, Frankie CNC, Hardnell Media, Jeff Robinson, everybody that joined. Appreciate y'all being here. But Mark, do you know the magic words that I say at the end of every broadcast?
Don't get run over.
Scroll on.
Oh, scroll on.
You got to point at the camera and stay frozen.
Well, I did. You just couldn't see it.
Well, I mean, you got to stay pointing until it ends. Ready?
Scroll on.